Good morning, Kansas City. Let's take a look at today. Let's. Today is. Today's.
So we have just received the first trailer for Steven Spielberg's next movie called Disclosure Day. And in this video, I'm going to do a breakdown of the trailer and giving you some hidden stuff you may not have seen, and also just really what is going on in this trailer. So the trailer starts out in this abandoned house, and we see Josh O'Connor's character in this abandoned house with a few others, and outside we see a herd of reindeer. Now, this is just one of two animals that are going to show up a lot through this trailer and are probably going to be key symbols in the film. Now, we saw in Josh O'Connor's poster, he has an outline of a reindeer, and I looked into the symbolism of reindeer, and a lot of the stuff is like hope, a new life was on there, and it said a journey through darkness. So that could potentially be hinting at the aliens that are meant to be involved in this movie. We then get a shot of a cross in someone's hand. Now, I think this is going to be one of the biggest things tied into this movie, that I think it's going to have themes of religion and how people, and how when aliens do arrive in the movie, there's going to kind of be a conflict between the aliens and people with religious beliefs, because we see a later trailer of some we see a later shot of some nuns, which I believe, and I think that is going to be one of the key themes, that is going to kind of be that the aliens have come down to earth. What does this mean for religious beliefs? What does this mean, and how does it stand against what people believe in? I think this is going to be one of the main themes of the film. I think this could also symbolize that people will be praying. People don't know what the aliens are going to do. How would anyone react right now in this world? People would pray, people would hope they're safe. So I think that's also going to tie in. I think there's going to be a lot of religious symbolism in this movie. Next we see a kid in bed, and they're clearly looking at something, but I'm going to come back to this shot later on because this is explained what they see. Next up, we see the second animal which is introduced, which is the northern cardinal bird. Now, it's this red bird. I've done a bit of research on this, and I also looked into what this could symbolically mean. We see this bird on the outline of the first teaser poster we saw, but also the teaser poster with Emily Blunt in it. So the main things the northern cardinal symbolizes is love, hope, and vitality, but also they're seen as spiritual messengers, which I think that could link to aliens once again. And we see early on in the trailer, or as we're about to see, is the news scene with Emily Blunt, where she almost gets taken over by something, and something is using her to speak to the people. I think that is going to be something the aliens use. They're going to use people that know about them to present themselves to other human beings. And I think that kind of links to that symbolism of spiritual messengers. And yeah, well, then we get to that news part now where Emily Blunt is just trying to tell us the weather forecast, and she gets taken over and almost possessed by what I believe to be one of these aliens. But maybe it's used her because she knows about them and she's just trying to warn other humans. That's kind of what I take from it, but I guess we'll have to find out. Then we get the shot of the nuns, which I mentioned earlier, which I think once again is going to tie into the religious themes. Then we have the shot of a lot of people with their phones out, their flashlights on, and they're clearly looking at something, almost going like along a conveyor belt, is what I pictured from that. But it could just be something walking. But I'm gonna guess that is potentially, it could just be one of the main characters. Maybe they've been through a lot of controversy, but this could very well be something from outer space. Next, we have this line from Josh O'Connor's character.
People have a right to know the truth. It belongs to 7 billion people.
And this just established that they know something. They are the people that know something, and they're going to let everyone else know about this. But that may be why they're used as a target, and what may be why Emily Blunt was kind of used to say this stuff. And then we get a shot of Emily Blunt with more of the northern cardinal birds. Once again, more symbolism there. These two animals are definitely going to play a major role, as we see them a lot through the trailer. And next we see one of the other main characters of the film, And it seems to be he's controlling something. And later on, just a few like 10, 20 seconds later in the trailer, we see that that is true. He's controlling another human being, or it could be an android, it could be something. But we do see shots with people's eyes changing. So it could be AI characters or more like robot humans, or as I said, synthetics almost. And then we get more of the stuff to do with the android. We get this woman who then changes into Emily Blunt's character. So there's something definitely there that's going to be potentially humans used against these aliens, but then potentially aliens are coming to Earth for a good reason in the end. So it could be almost like this war on worlds thing again, which is humans versus aliens. That's just what I'm predicting. Then we get footage of this almost government organization, which from I've had a closer look at this scene and it looks like there's either news reports or there's just a lot of chaos going along and going on in the film. That's all I could really pick out. It's very, very small, but just looking at it there, that's what I think they're looking over once potentially the aliens have come to Earth. Next, we get shots of almost like police cars and they're driving, and we see shots of also Emily Blunt's character and Josh O'Connor's character again. And I think this would be them knowing the secret, knowing what's going to happen, and the police finding out and try and potentially find them and get the information out of them or stop them even from spreading the information. It could be this kind of almost evil corporation that we saw that are controlling these android humans that then don't want this information getting out and are going to use the aliens to benefit them almost. That's what I kind of took from these loads of cars almost chasing them. And then going back to that first one of the first shots we saw in the trailer of the kid seeing something, we then find out that it's the reindeer and the bird. It's more of potential symbolism with these, but they could play an even bigger role that's past just the symbolism, as in they're almost actual characters in the film. Then I think we get one of the most important shots of the trailer right near the end, and it's Emily Blunt's character with people behind her, and she's holding almost like this light and she's looking at something. I think this shot is going to be the big reveal. This is when we're going to see what they've been keeping a secret, whether it's aliens, whatever it is. This is where we're going to see it in the movie from this very shot. And I think that's a very important shot to put at the end because there's a lot to take from it, but you can tell they're looking at something and it's not from this earth. So that is a very key shot right there, and definitely one to look out for when the actual movie releases. And then one of the final shots is we do get some overlay of someone talking about how basically we're not alone in this universe, which once again suggests the aliens. And then we get the kid, the reindeer, the bird, and also what seems to be maybe like a badger, a fox, or something, maybe like a cat or something, all walking towards this house which glows. What could be in the house? It could be them discovering the alien for the first time. It could be them discovering something that no one has. And it kind of has a conflict to what Emily Blunt's and Josh O'Connor's character know. We don't know. This is one of the best things, and this is the cool sci-fi elements of the Steven Spielberg film. So yeah, that's how the trailer ends. This movie comes out in summer next year. This could potentially be one of the biggest movies of next year. The calendar is absolutely stacked. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Let me know any theories you have for this movie in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.